What's up, guys? Can you hear me alright? Music good? Everything good? Before we break into this evening. Am I audible? You guys hear me alright? Let me know in the chat box. You know people. Yes, I'm audible? Okay, good. Alright then, let's get started. Alright guys, so last week's episode, wow, the finale of Hero was just spectacular. In my opinion, it was by far, I think, one of the most emotional episodes that I've seen from the season. Life? I'd have to say life's okay right now, I guess. I've been taking on a lot more Japanese translation work recently, so I'm getting paid from that on the side of my part-time job, so things are going pretty good. Yeah, episode 12 was incredible. Like, the manly tears were brought on during the finale episode, indefinitely. And I got some incredible screenshots to share with you guys, from some very, very, you know, impactful moments during Issei and Sairaog's battle. The point to where he pushed himself beyond his consciousness just so that he could continue for the sake of his dream. You know, just seeing that scene, you know, Sairaog's just standing there, unconscious. Like, he literally passed out. He was unconscious, literally passed out a couple minutes before he got back into the battle, and somehow still managed to push himself for the sake of the fight. I mean, you gotta admire a man like that. I mean, that is, you know, some massive respect right there. It's too soon to talk about any news on Season 5, considering that Season 4 just ended literally last week. And I'm gonna say this right now, if you see anyone else on YouTube, you know, posting anything about Season 5 right now, and they say that it's confirmed, don't listen to them. I had to put out something on Reddit the other day because a YouTuber, you know, they put out something saying that there's going to be a Season 5 when nothing's been confirmed yet. Ishibumi has said nothing. This 4th season just literally ended last week. So to have news all of a sudden on a Season 5 would be rather unrealistic. So if you see any other YouTubers putting out news on a Season 5 yet, don't listen to them. There's been nothing confirmed. Take it with a grain of salt and just, you know, wait. I will post an actual news video when I hear something. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up, you know, on false news, or getting their hopes up on false news articles that are put out on YouTube. You know, I'm going to get it from the source. If I'm going to put out anime news, it's going to be Anime News Network, or I'm going to get it from Ishibumi's blog. but I don't like, you know, seeing YouTubers out there who will simply put out a notification on a Season 5 when there's nothing on Season 5 yet. We don't know if we're going to get a Season 5 yet. So, I don't like people, you know, putting out news videos when there's no news and expecting to get views. I just don't see that, you know, respectable to their fans, you know. Some of these channels are like really huge and they put out fake news on anime seasons coming up. And I just don't think that's very respectful to your fans. You know, I wouldn't do that to my fans. As a matter of fact, I'll never do that to my fans because I want to put out news. If I'm going to put out something, I'm going to have an article that's based off of facts. So, with that being said, no news on a Season 5 yet, but once I hear something, you can definitely rely and bet that there's going to be a news video on it. And with that being said, let's break into the screenshots, shall we? Alright, and starting off with our screenshots. Our first one is from where we left off in episode 11. You know, Issei has just went into CXC mode and Rias is kind of standing there with a dazed look on her face. And everyone's staring at the screen. Issei's having a conversation here with Sairaog about his promotion. And this is where Sairaog makes the comment that it was Cardinal Crimson. Yeah, Cardinal Crimson looks badass. And, you know, guys, I've got to say that this episode, the finale was just absolutely incredible. I mean, I've had respect for Sairaog before, but after episode 12, after the final, I was just like massive respectful tears for that man. Just like, seriously, he pushed himself beyond the break of consciousness to continue the fight. I mean, that scene was just so moving, man. Like, the manly tears, I'm not talking like sad tears, I'm talking about like manly, respectful tears were coming down from my face. Just watching that scene. You gotta respect the man that would, you know, continue a battle regardless if he's already past his limits. That is just, you know, manly. That is just fucking awesome. Like, I haven't met a single person in my life that is like Sairaog. So, that's huge. Yep. And Sairaog, just seriously powerful moments. That was just one huge powerful moment. I mean, even, you know, Legolas was crying his eyes out, man. I mean, I thought that was a really powerful scene, you know, just seeing Legolas, you know, pour tears out, telling Issei, you know, Issei, it's alright now. just moments ago, our master Sairaog went out of consciousness, but still he continued to fight on for the sake of the fight. I mean, just seeing that scene, you know, seeing Sairaog in that armor and Rias crying over the fact that his master went so far to push himself. It's like, I don't know how to put it. It's kind of like, you know, an armor being proud of their master for wearing them properly, in a way. And for some reason that was just really, really moving. But this is where Issei, you know, he shouts out to Sairaog and the crowd, basically, that he loves Rias. Yeah, I mean, Sairaog has massive respect for me right now. I mean, he had massive respect for me before, but I mean, after watching it in the animation, I was just bawling, like, seriously. Bawling my eyes out. I mean, it was a super beautiful episode. Oh, and you guys will be glad to know that I've already gotten half of the review for Hero finished in the writing process. I mean, I had it all up in my head ever since the series started, and I just kind of took notes little by little, and I've been putting them together, but it's already halfway done through the writing process. I'm hoping that I'll get the rest of the costume in so I can actually do the recording with the costume. I ordered it. I think it might be a couple of weeks though before I can get it in. Oh yeah, the soundtrack, Andre, was incredible. I love the soundtrack. Like, this music right here, when it was mixed in with the scene where Issei realizes that, you know, Sairaog is no longer conscious but still standing because of his pride, you know, and he's just pushing himself beyond his limits. And then seeing Issei's tears as he hugged Sairaog and said thank you for everything, you know, mixed with this soundtrack right here, it was just so moving. Or actually, it might not have been this exact soundtrack, but it's one of them. The fight with the punches and the up was really freaking awesome. Like watching Hajime no Ippo. Hajime no Ippo, yeah. Yeah, the fight scenes were incredible. I do kind of say I kind of wished it lasted just a little bit longer. It kind of felt a little short-lived to me, but it was still awesome. But you know, then again, most of the fight started in episode 11, so this is kind of like the conclusion to the fight, but still, massive respect for Sairaog. And this is one of my favorite expressions from Rias, you know, after she realizes that what Issei just said, you know, that perfect blush on her face just makes her look really adorable. The My Hero Academia theme. Well, that might actually turn out pretty good. I'm not really sure. I think if we get season 5, it's definitely going to have Indra in it, since we were introduced to him at the end of the episode. And plus, yeah, the Holy Spear user is probably going to be there too. Soul's definitely probably going to come back if season 5 hits, according to what Indra said and Azazel's speculations. But seriously, guys, massive respect. Very attractive. Of course, Rias is always very attractive. That would be interesting if in season 5 we do get more Soul, because I know in the 4th season they were missing that one scene from the light novel where Azazel went into detail about the Holy Spear with the group. So I wonder, since they didn't do it in season 4, if they plan to actually put that in season 5 and another scene. Baka Opal. Yeah, Indra, he's kind of just the orchestrator of the whole thing, I guess. I don't know, Rugal. I don't think it'll take 1 to 2 years, to be honest. Maybe 1.5. Maybe a little less than that. Depends, if they... First of all, it depends if there's actually going to be one, and secondly, it depends if they've already started working on it or not. Kind of like how they did Overlord Season 3. Like, they started working on Overlord Season 3 while Overlord Season 2 was already in play. So if they've been working on, the 5th season while, Season 4 was in play, then we could get Season 5 a lot quicker. Still, guys, I've got to give, Passione major props for just how well they've done the season. And I'm going to go into a lot more detail on this when I put out my full review on Season 4, because I got to give them massive respect, I know I've told you guys this before, but when I first heard that Passione was doing Season 4, I had my doubts, right? I was like, well, they didn't continue one of my other favorite series, which was, Roka, Braves of the Sixth. And I was really disappointed about that. But come Season 4 of High School DxD, I was kind of iffy. I was like, I wonder if it's going to end up the way Roka, Braves of the Sixth did, with just one season. But I honestly can think now, and I'm pretty confident that we're going to get another season based on just how well the reception has been in Japan for Season 4. Granted, there have been, you know, some people in Japan who weren't a fan of the new, you know, art style, but, you know, then again, the positive heavily outweighs the negative. So, I'm confident that we're going to get one, but I'm not going to put out anything until I actually have, you know, solid proof. And I've got to give Passione major props for sticking to the material. Like, I'm gonna say it right here, right now, I have not seen this excellent a level of adaptation and, you know, source following in a really long ass time. And they have done a fantastic job. Can I take a guess for Season 5? Like a prediction, I say maybe fall 2018 or 19 winter for Season 5 might be announced. I'm thinking, well, I'm not, possibly, I'm thinking possibly they could announce it at the Fantasia Bunko this coming October. If it's not announced at the Fantasia Bunko Festival this coming October, then it'll probably be the following year. Yeah, Passione deserves major props, major respect for just how well they brought back the series. I mean, this has been one of the best seasons for me. Yeah, Issei got extremely stronger. But yeah, Passione, guys, deserves major respect. Like, they've got all my respect right now for just doing such a great job bringing back the series from, you know, what it was the last season, which was a total mess. See if I missed any questions so far. Yeah, that's true, Andre. That's where all the previous seasons were announced, was at the Fantasia Bunko Festival. So I would say it would be a good chance that if there's going to be one, it'll be announced this coming October. With no exchange fist. How well do I think it will do in Blu-ray sales? Let's see. Well, I can honestly say I think it'll do pretty well. I mean, a lot of the fans in Japan of the animation are also huge light novel followers. And as you know, due to Season 3 and how terrible it was at the time, sales dropped. Which is why it took them, you know, a good three years to come out with Season 4. But now that the series is back to following its source material, I believe that the fan base has actually grown some and actually attracted some fans that have really grown to love the new art style. So I feel confident that Season 4 is going to sell pretty well. Yeah, I mean, they've got some more series that is going to come out, are being announced at the Fantasia Bunko Festival. Data Live Season 3 is going to be announced at the Bunko Festival, and a couple of others. I think they're also going to do Magical Index at the Bunko Festival as well, so it's going to be interesting. I wish I could be there, but unfortunately, I'm stuck here. But yeah, Jay, I think that the Blu-ray sales are actually going to do really well this time around, because the ratings for the show have been really good. And even if some people dropped off simply because of the new art style, I believe that the new art style also attracted some new fans that actually love the new art style. So it's definitely going to grow, and I feel confident we're going to get a Season 5, but like I said, I'm not going to put anything out on my channel about it until I have some confirmed news for you guys. Also, I would say the fight with Sairaog vs. Issei will be in my top 3 fights in DxD for now. Oh yeah. I mean, the fight between Issei and Sairaog is definitely one of the most emotional fights for me right now. Your number 1 DxD fight. I would say so too, Andre. Just, you gotta have that massive respect for Sairaog right now. After, pushing himself beyond his limits. Beyond consciousness. The man literally lost consciousness a couple of minutes before he was able to stand back up. Still managed to stand back up and throw a couple of more punches. That just comes to show just, how much, he cared about his dream and was willing to, continue to give Issei a decent fight. That's just really, really respectful. It's an incredibly emotional and very satisfying finale. The whole entire ride of Season 4 has just been incredible. From the incredibly well-adapted source material to the awesome, or actually beyond awesome, action, action animations, just... It's been an incredible incredible ride, guys. It's definitely one of my favorite seasons so far. Yeah. Sairaog actually passed out a couple of minutes before he was able to stand back up. That makes me think that he passed out after he was hit by, you know, the Blaster Bishop cannons. I think he was already passed out, and, you know, it was his mother that actually helped him press on after, you know, passing out. And that, you know, that's just massive respect right there. Despite the fact that he was beyond his limits and lost consciousness, you know, the drive that Sairaog had in the battle to continue, you know, for the sake of his dream and for giving Issei, you know, a bit more of a better fight was just really, really impactful. And it hit me right here in the feels. I was just like... I also gotta say that Passione definitely knew where to put their budget when it came to season 4. The final battle, the animation and art in the final battle from episode 11 and 12 definitely looked incredible. Oh yeah, the dub is a little bit behind, so you should be able to watch up to episode 10 right now, I believe. Yeah, toward the end of the episode, right before Indra was introduced, yeah. But yeah, seeing Sairaog's mom wake up at the end of the episode was also very touching. And I've got that screenshot to share with you guys. How's it going, Rated? But yeah, I mean, it's just been an incredible ride, guys. The whole season was just absolutely spectacular. see if we can find more awesome screenshots. I tried to get these screenshots as accurate and unblurry as possible before I actually added them to the stream today. Oh yeah, I think the armor designs, especially in the last two episodes, really improved. But yeah, they look incredible. One of my favorite scenes is, you know, when Issei actually gets his promotions. I think it was episode 5. No, episode 6. It was episode 6 where he actually goes full promotion, gets his promotions and attacks Soul. That was just a really powerful battle scene. But Sairaog's armor and Issei's new CXC armor looks absolutely fabulous. Oh yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen my latest news video that I put out last week, but I announced at the end of the video about the High School DxD HERO fan art contest that I'm having. So I'll tell you a little bit about it right now if you haven't watched the news video yet. The contest is starting September 2nd and it's going to go until September 20th. The theme for the contest is to draw your favorite scene from Hero. And the winner of the contest is going to be announced September 20th. And at that time, I will be definitely announcing what the prize will be. The prize itself has already been determined. I'm going to be putting out season 1 through 3 as the prize, so the winner will get seasons 1 through 3. And you guys got plenty of time, you know, to put it in. I mean, the contest will go, like I said, from September 2nd till the 20th. And you can send your entries to me via Twitter. Just make sure that with your drawing that you put your YouTube handler on there as well. That way I know how to get in contact with you in case your entry happens to win. Because I will need, you know, information like your mailing address so I can send off the DVDs. So yeah, if you guys are interested in participating in the art contest for a chance to win seasons 1 through 3, you can send your entries to me via Twitter. Links down in the description. Yeah, Andre, that was the solid impact booster. The same solid impact booster that caused Sairaog's queen to have to withdraw. I would like for them to do an OVA of at least Volume 8. Because I want to see the Hero Rangers. I want to see the trials. Because, you know, that was talked about there in Season 4. And I think in Episode 2 is when it was announced in Season 4 that Issei, you know, went through the trials when he was talking to Kiba. But we didn't actually get to see the trials in animation, so I would love to see Volume 8 be brought to animation. Will I be doing YouTube full-time? Well, I'm trying to go full-time, but right now, Gerald, I'm simply doing it on the whim, I guess you could say. I want to do YouTube full-time, but, you know, I don't have the subs or, you know, the Patreon for it yet. I wish I had the Patreon for it. But, you know, you gotta get popular first, and I'm only, you know, 800 something subscribers compared to these larger guys out there, you know. I'm real small, so it's going to take a while. But, you know, I'm doing Japanese translation work on the side right now, making money from that as well, so that's kind of helping me put extra time into my channel by taking time away from my part-time job. But yes, eventually I hope to do YouTube full-time, but not right now. Don't have the fan base for it or the Patreon support to start doing it full-time, so it'll take a little longer. It's a journey. I'll get there. But damn, guys. I mean, that... Andre, do you recall what the name of Sairaog's armor is? Is it just called Legless? Legless armor? Because I know I made the mistake. I know I made the mistake last stream of calling, you know, Sairaog's armor CXC, which was a huge mistake because CXC is Crimson Cardinal, which is Issei's armor. So I was trying to recall what Sairaog's armor is called. As far as Twitch, I don't really get into Twitch that much. Like, I tried it a couple of times, but it didn't work out for me, I guess you could say. But I gotta say, that Sairaog's armor looks incredibly badass. Regulus Ray Leather Rex. Yeah. I wish they had a short form of saying that right now because my tongue gets twisted every time I try to say the name of his armor. Regulus Ray Leather Rex. Try saying that 5 times fast. I dare ya. Or 10 times fast. Legless Ray Leather Legs. Nope, can't say. I get my Japanese R's and my English L's confused. That's what you get when you speak 2 languages. But yeah, I gotta say that Regulus Ray looks incredible. Like, it's probably one of my favorite armors besides Crimson Cardinal out of the series now. Like, you know, I used to say, you know, that Azazel has one of the best looking armors. But I gotta say, now that Sairaog has... Sairaog's definitely beats it. Regularly, rather... See, I still can't do it. It's so hard. Just going to have to speak it slowly. Regulus Ray Leatherlek. See, I still can't say Rex. I keep wanting to say Lex. Because, you know, the Japanese R's are kind of pronounced like L's. So I keep wanting to say Rex instead of Rex. Regulus Ray Leather Rex. Yeah, and Regulus, like, seeing Regulus's tears after, you know, talking about how his master passed out halfway through the battle and still kept fighting on. I was bawling, dude. Seriously. I mean, that's huge respect and admiration coming from Regulus right there for his master. He's like, even after he passed out, he still kept fighting. You gotta respect a man like that. And it was just a super impactful and emotional scene. I even got that screenshot because I thought it was just showed massive respect, you know, between, you know, an armor being properly used by its master and the master, you know, going to, you know, beyond his limits with the armor. Kind of like a brotherly love type of connection between, you know, Regulus as an armor and Sairaog as the master. It was just really powerful. Yeah, Regulus did cry. I mean, he was so proud. He was super proud of his master for even pushing himself beyond his limits. That's huge admiration, and that was one of the major scenes right there that really hit me in the feels. Oh, I can't wait to see that one, Andre. I remember reading about it in volume 11 and 12. I can't wait to actually see it in animation, though. Come to think of it, Ishibumi did say something on his Twitter that said, and this concludes the High School DxD HERO segment of volumes 9 and 10. The next one will be volume 11, but I didn't hear him mention volume 12. So I don't know if you know, to take that as, you know, there's going to be another season, or if he meant that the continuation is going to be in volume 11. But from what I was able to hear it as was that there's probably going to be another season. But like I said, I'm not going to put out any news yet because I don't want to get up anyone's hopes on, you know, just my words. I'd rather have solid evidence that there's going to be one for you guys. This is one of my favorite screenshots that I've taken so far today. I think it's even better than the last one I did where he did Blaster Bishop cannons. A movie would be good. I think an animated movie would be good. But still, I do want to see volume 11 and 12. Because there's that scene of Orpheus and Issei riding on the back of Big Red that I'm just waiting to see animated, because that is going to look fantastic. You know, Issei and Orpheus riding on the back of Great Red will look fucking epic animated. I'm just going to say it right now. You want a figure of those two armors? I would just absolutely love to have a Sairaog figure, period, in his armor, and an Issei figure as well. Hopefully they'll come out with some. That would be great. Here's another one of my favorite screenshots that I took today, guys, of the Sairaog's mother leaning over him as he's passed out after taking the Blaster Bishop cannons. Let me go ahead and I'm going to get you guys the news video in case you haven't seen it yet. That way you can watch it and kind of get some details. That right there is last week's news video for you guys. There's some updates in there on Uma Musume, also about Ayaka Asakura. Ayaka Imamura retiring, who did the voice of Anji and Princess Principal. And I'm also going over the High School DxD HERO fan art contest, so check it out if you haven't seen it yet. What knocked Sairaog out of consciousness? Yeah, that was probably the Blaster Bishop cannons. Because if you recall, earlier in the fight, Sairaog was already kind of approaching his limits. His legs were shaking. And Sairaog was like, "What's wrong with you, my legs? Why won't you stand? We can't become the #1 if we continue like this." And he kind of forced himself to stand back up. So you could tell that, you know, Sairaog was already pushing himself past his limits. His legs were already trying to give out on him. Oh yeah, I did watch it. I did watch the preview. It was absolutely hilarious. Yeah, Yuki Kaji definitely got into the preview for that one. And you know, that's just like Yuki right there. You know, that's just like him, because, you know, in reality he's, you know, a fun-loving, goofy dude, and he likes to get into his characters a lot. So that just, you know, that speaks volumes, you know, that when a voice actor really enjoys their roles that much, it means they're going to do an excellent job for you when it comes to the series. He said it like 10 to 15 times. I think everyone enjoyed the preview for the last episode. Oh bye! Oh bye! I think like toward the end of the preview, he was kind of getting a little hoarse because he had screamed it so many times. But you know, that just comes to show just how much he loves this series and loves doing Issei's character. So I have no doubt that, you know, Kaji would definitely return for season 5, as well as all the rest of the cast. They love this series. They love doing work on this series. He thought it was like 50 times. It could have been 50 times. I probably lost count, Carl. I know a lot of people were really happy that Issei finally conveyed his feelings to Rias. A lot of anime-only fans were like really happy about that. They were like, finally, he confessed to her. And I gotta say, you know, the whole romantic scene at the end, where everyone kind of barges in on Issei and Rias right after the confession, in the midst of their kiss, was just really hilarious. And I've got those screenshots too, because I wanted to kind of get everything that I thought was like really impactful into the stream today. That's why, unlike previously where it said I was going to start at 4:30, I had kind of got carried away with the screenshots, guys. Issei has always had feelings for Rias. I mean, true, he has a harem, but I think his love for Rias really started at the end of season 1. It started off as, you know, a huge admiration and respect for her, but later on grew into much stronger feelings. I mean, he's always thought Rias was beautiful, and he's always wanted to protect her. But Rias's feelings for Issei didn't actually start developing until, I would say, season 2, as an actual man. That's when, that's when Yoko Hikasa stated that Rias actually started seeing Issei more as a man rather than, a pawn or a teammate or an underling. Was in season 2. But yeah, guys, one of the things I just want to let you guys know about was, if you see any news yet confirming a Season 5, don't listen to it. There's been nothing confirmed yet. So, to kind of keep you guys aware, I wanted to announce that in the stream as well. I know I put something out on Twitter about it. Not on Twitter, but, well, actually, yeah, I did put something out on Twitter, but I also put it out on Reddit. To be aware of people putting out news on Season 5 when nothing's been announced yet. Because I don't want anyone's fans getting their hopes up on something that hasn't come to pass yet, you know what I mean? The one thing I hate seeing is anime fans disappointed after hearing news that there's going to be a new season of something and then it doesn't come. Not to say we're not going to get one, but just to avoid, that whole, of fans getting upset. I'd rather not, I'd rather make it clear now that nothing's been put out yet. That way, you don't build your hopes up and then get them let down, Yeah, I did catch on to that, Andre. She definitely did use Ice Stater. But yeah, I mean, see any news about a Season 5 being confirmed, don't listen to it. Just for your own sake, because nothing's been confirmed yet. You guys know that I put out news once it happens, so if I get an article or I see Ishibumi put out something, I will put out a video on it. This is another incredible face shot that I took of Sairaog. Right after he got up, thanks to the help of his mother. Pushed himself past his limits and his consciousness to continue fighting, and he just keeps taking hits with that brave look on his face. Yeah, if Season 5 started next week, I'd have huge concerns, honestly. But I mean, we got people out there right now that are making videos on what the story of Season 5 will be. And, that's not even been confirmed. I mean, sure, it's going to be... If there's going to be one, it's going to be, the next 2 volumes. I'll agree with that. But, going into specific details about it wouldn't make any sense right now, because nothing's actually been confirmed if there is going to be a Season 5 or not. And that's why I don't like, YouTubers who put out videos when when they say they're going to do, you know, anime news, but there's no news yet, but yet they still put out a video just because they'll get views. And I'm like, are you serious? Yeah, Nick, he took a lot of damage. Some serious heavy damage. But yet he still kept fighting. You gotta admire a man like that, you know? Taking some incredible damage like that and, you know, just continuing the fight. Even after he lost consciousness. And here Issei, you know, Issei's looking over at him, he's like, damn, this guy is amazing. He's so fucking amazing that you can't even put it into words. And that is exactly why I want to win against him. That's why I want to win against you. I mean, he sees that he's pushing himself. Issei sees that, you know, Sairaog is pushing himself so hard. And Issei really admires that. But the whole fourth season, I got to say, has just been one of the best I've seen so far. Besides season 2. Season 2 was one of my favorites because, you know, Kiba's backstory and, you know, him getting the demonic angel sword. Yeah, exactly, Andre. I mean, right before actually a couple of weeks before season 4 even released, right? There was a YouTuber that put out a video on some new characters that weren't even in the novels. I think he said there was going to be like, God, what was it? A gargoyle type figure and a griffin type figure, and, you know, a whole bunch of weird stuff, and I'm just like, people are actually listening to this? Like, really? And then season 4 comes, and then those characters aren't in there, and then, you know, the fans get upset because, you know, hey, the channel that I liked and supported for so long has been telling me lies, and that's one of the reasons why, you know, I don't put out news videos unless there's actual news to put out. It may take a little longer to put actual news out, but I'd rather keep the faith and respect of my fans rather than, you know, tell them something that's entirely incorrect or just an outright lie, you know? I have respect for my fans. My fans have respect for me, so I only feel that it's appropriate that I give that back to them, you know what I mean? And I hate YouTubers, creators who put out anything just because it'll get them views. Well, there's no season 5 confirmed yet, but if I put out a video on it, I'll get some views. You may get some views, but you're going to end up losing the trust of your fans. Because if they find out that, you know, what you say is incorrect, they've, you know, looked to you for actual news, which is facts, and you're not putting out facts, then they're going to end up leaving your channel. But yet, for some reason, you know, these fakes keep getting more subs than the actual good people do, and that's what really makes me angry, you know? in Season 2 when Kiba absorbs his comrade's souls. His second balance breaker. Yep. Exactly. Yeah, I like how Ishibumi does that as well. And this is where Issei's armor finally, you know, his balance breaker reaches its limits and his armor dissolves, and he's like, well, as long as I still got my fist, I can continue on. And that's when Regulus breaks in and he says, Issei, it's alright, we don't have to continue any further. Just moments ago, my master Sairaog lost consciousness during the battle, but yet he still continued to fight on, and Legolas just starts crying his eyes out. He just starts bawling out of like major respect for his master, and that was one of the most impactful and most emotional scenes for me. Because Regulus was just so proud of his master for pushing himself that far for the sake of his dream. Like, I'd honestly say that if I couldn't be under Rias' peerage, I'd probably want to be under Sairaog's. Because I have massive respect for that man. Much more than I did before. But yeah, I mean, I feel confident that we're going to get a Season 5. To be honest, I have really great confidence that the Blu-rays are going to do great, considering that everything's back on track with the source material. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, I have not seen this great of adaptation, source following work in an extremely long time when it comes to anime. Like, if I had to give a percentage to it, I would say a good 98%, with 2% being the added, the one or two anime-only scenes that were in the series. Everything else was pure canon, and that shows a lot of respect on behalf of Studio Pastione. That just comes to show how much they really wanted to do a good job with the series, and how much they respect the writer Ishibumi and his work. And so I'm definitely hoping that, you know, we get Season 5. I feel confident we will, because, you know, due to Season 3, a lot of the light novel followers from Japan stopped watching. Blu-ray sales dropped after Season 3. But now that Season 4's picked up with getting back on track with the source material, not only that, but even corrected some things that TNK did wrong, and still managed to get a good bit of coverage done. Like an overly exceptional bit of coverage done. It's just impressive. That's really impressive. Not only were they able to do a complete adaptation, but they had time to correct issues that were left from the last season. And that fills in a lot of holes. And that's actually, you know, impressive work quality as well, and skill. So I'm hoping, and I'm very anticipant of the next season. feel confident that we will get one. And here we are at the last couple of scenes where, you know, Issei realizes that Sairaog has lost consciousness, and he's just standing there with a smile of confidence on his face. For the sake of the battle, like, he will not fall. Regardless, he will keep standing. And it's just an incredible scene. The scene where Issei, you know, starts tearing up and hugs Sairaog and says thank you. Thank you so much, which is really, really moving. I literally could not stop the manly tears from flowing down my face, guys. I mean, Sairaog, he's such a great sport, man. Sairaog's peerage consists mainly of devils that are scorned by other devils, which the anime didn't mention, which further shows how respectful Sairaog is. Exactly, Andre. I mean, and that only makes sense, to be honest, you know, because Sairaog, like I mentioned earlier in one of my other streams, Sairaog doesn't have any magical attributes to his power. It's all physical. The man trained himself, and he was scorned by his family for, you know, being a devil without any magical power. So it's only natural that, you know, he would take in devils that were, you know, rejected by other peerages. Right now, Vlad, in my country, it is 6:40 p.m. And here's the scene right here, you know. Rias is just, you know, bawling his eyes out after telling Issei that, you know, our master, Sairaog, just moments ago, lost consciousness during the battle, yet he still continues to stand for the sake of the battle, and he just starts bawling his eyes out of, you know, out of massive respect for his master. I mean, you gotta respect that. Alright, Vlad. I'll check you later, man. Yeah, this scene right here where Rias is just bawling his eyes out after, you know, telling Issei that his boss, his master, regardless of losing his consciousness, continued to push himself past his limits so that he could stand in the fight. Just, you know, really hit me in the feels and helped me gain some even greater respect for Sairaog as not only a devil, but, you know, as a person and as a character. I can see why his subordinates, you know, admire him and respect him so much. And then, you know, Issei takes him up, goes up to Sairaog and just hugs the man out of, you know, out of respect, and says, "Thank you. Thank you for all that you've done. Thank you for continue to fight." I mean, Issei really deeply respects Sairaog at this point. And I gotta tell you, if I was fighting Sairaog, if I was in Issei's place, right, and I had just, you know, seen Sairaog stand there in front of me, passed out like that, with that confident smile on his face, confident yet, you know, very satisfied with the battle type smile on his face, I would definitely hug that man too. There's just, you know, that kind of brotherly love kind of thing. And this whole brotherly love, I think, really started at the start of episode 1, where Issei is like, he sensed a connection between the two. And the two of them do have a connection. They're nothing but raw power. They have pretty much the exact same attributes. And they were both scorned. So, I mean, even though it was Issei's victory, I think he also feels, you know, sad for Sairaog in a way. Because, you know, at the end of the finale, Issei said to Azazel, "What about, you know, the best of the young?" He was asking Azazel about, you know, how Sairaog's going to be becoming the leader of the young devils and whatnot. And Azazel reassured him that, you know, regardless if, you know, Sairaog lost the support of the higher ups, he still has that great reputation among him. So it hasn't been determined yet. And that really relieved Issei. Oh, thanks, Andre. Yeah, I'm gonna try to have it up. Hopefully, I'll have the whole outfit in the mail soon. I'll get it in the mail soon. If not, I may have to improvise with the glove and, you know, kind of do the costume myself for the actual review. But I plan to have the review up in a couple of weeks, so definitely look forward to it. I mean, it's that really confident, satisfied smile on his face. And Sairaog even said while he was in the hospital bed with Issei, right? He said, I don't believe I've ever had such a satisfying defeat." And he also said that was one of the best battles that he's ever been in. One of the best fist battles that he's ever been in. So I believe that, you know, Issei and Sairaog have massive respect for each other now. Which brings me to my next speculation, that we could possibly see some more of Sairaog in Season 5. Or in possible later adaptions. Because of their bond. You know what I mean? I think Issei will definitely be coming to Sairaog for advice. And here the battle has finally ended. Everyone's cheering. We got Elena and Ravel there cheering so happily for Issei that he's won the battle. And I don't think only that, but I think they're also happy, you know, that it was just a really great battle between the two, and that, you know, it didn't go to, you know, complete defeat. Like, as you know, in episode 11, both of them used up their Phoenix Tears. So I think they're glad that the battle did not end in annihilation of one of the two. Instead, it ended in resignation, and it had a happy. I can't say it. It had a happy ending to it, and I think that's another thing that they're really happy about, you know. And Azazel's definitely proud of the battle and how far Issei has grown as the devil. And here we are, another great picture of Rias right here, where she's wiping the proud tears away from her eyes. Just so happy that the battle ended with a great result of neither of them dying, but still her victory. But more so, I think she's just really proud of Issei for, you know, fighting so hard the way he did. Not only winning for her, but fighting as hard as he did, and then, you know, being a good sport and hugging her defeated cousin at the end. You know, that kind of brotherly love feel, you know, just really hits you hard, you know. And then here is one of the most hilarious scenes from the from last week's episode. I call it Issei. It's one of my favorite scenes from the light novel, where Issei gets constantly hit by the girls, and I was really happy to see them. Really happy to see this scene put into the animation, because it was just absolutely hilarious. Issei pops up with Frankenstein fingers, and then he just gets pounded in the face by the girls. It was absolutely hilarious. Someone had asked if there could be a GIF made of, you know, the whole scene where Issei's getting slapped by the girls as Frankenstein, and I think I'll actually make one. That would be fun. I laughed my ass off at this scene though. It was absolutely hilarious. And then finally, we get to the confession. Where Issei and Rias are in the club room, and he finally comes up to Rias and addresses her by name. And she just starts, you know, crying, and Issei starts to think, like, you know, maybe She just rejected him, rejected his feelings, but it's actually the opposite, right? She's just really happy that Issei finally called her by her name. She had waited for so long to be addressed as Rias by Issei. Because, you know, it was first known in season 1 that Rias wanted to be loved by someone that would address her by her name. Not as, you know, a family of Greymore, but as Rias. Simply love her for Rias. And it was just really beautiful to see all that come together in the finale of season 4. I really enjoyed it. It was such a beautiful scene. I cannot believe we've been going on for a whole hour and 34 minutes. That's pretty impressive. Well, I've gone longer than that in a live stream, but still, considering how tired I am today, I'm surprised I've gone this far. Yeah, it was a really beautiful scene. I loved the whole confession where Issei confessed his feelings to Rias, saying that he wants to protect her as her man. This shot right here looks really good on Rias right here. She looks almost exactly the way she did in the first 3 seasons, you know? The design just looks really good in this shot. And then, of course, right as the two are trying to kiss, right, we get interrupted by the rest of the harem. Elena, Zenobia, Asia, Akeno, Koneko, Gasper, and Kiba. They all come in and they interrupt Rias and Issei's romantic time. Oh, and Ravel. I totally forgot Ravel was there. That's bad of me. Bad. Bad, K. You shouldn't forget about Ravel. But I really love this shot. You know, they're just all there. Eavesdrop on the whole conversation and heard everything. And Kiba's like, sorry, I heard it too. True. Interrupted by a big family. Yep. And this is where Rias says, well, it's also your fault, Issei, because you had to confess to me right here at this time. And everyone else is like, yep, let's just make it Issei's fault. One of my favorite moments, though, is when Zenobia and Elena push them back together. That whole sequence right there was really adorable. They're just like, well, sorry for interrupting, you guys can continue now. Whoop. This scene right here, they just kind of push Issei and Rias back together and say, whoops, sorry. We're sorry for interrupting. Go on and continue. And push them back together so that they can kiss. It was just a really adorable sequence. I really enjoyed that. And then finally, we're at the beautiful moonlit kiss of Issei and Rias. Anime only fans were like, I've been waiting for this moment for 3 years. Season 5 hype, I'm not really sure about Season 5 yet. I mean, we could get one, but I already addressed earlier in the stream that, you know, if you see anything out on Season 5 as of right now, I wouldn't, you know, put your hopes on it. Because Season 4 just ended last week. So to have any actual news on a Season 5 yet is really unrealistic. So, yeah. If you see any other YouTuber put out something that says confirmed Season 5, I wouldn't listen to it, because Ishibumi hasn't said anything yet. There's been no news. There's been no news to put out yet because Season 4 just ended. We don't even have, you know, the Blu-ray information yet to see how sales are doing. I mean, I feel confident that we're going to get a Season 5, Looney, but I'm not going to put out a video unless I have solid information for you guys. Ah, yeah. I'm definitely hyped for it, and I'm very confident we'll get one. I feel that the Blu-rays are going to really sell well, considering, you know, after Season 3, Blu-ray sales dropped because a lot of the Japanese fans were also huge light novel readers, and they did not like that, you know, the adaptation took a nosedive in the 3rd season. But with Season 4, especially with the new animation, even though, you know, some of the fans left because of the new art style and animation, I also feel that the new art style and animation brought in some new people, some new fans, and I also feel that the returning to the adaptation of the light novels has helped restore some of the faith in some of the old fans as well, so I have a feeling that we're going to get some great Blu-ray sales. And I mean, plus, we got that teaser at the end of the finale where Indra was introduced, so I'm about to get to that here in a second. This is the after scene where we see Sairaog's mother wake up. Yes, Cardinal Queen promotion was exceptionally well animated. So was Regulus. Regulus was really well done. Regulus Rex was really well done. I really liked Sairaog's armor. It looked fantastic. But here's where, you know, after the credits, we had that scene where Sairaog's mother wakes up. And Sairaog is just so happy. Some people thought might see Indra with a Hawaiian t-shirt introduced. I'm not sure. Was it Hawaiian? I know I have this screenshot. I'll have to get to it here in a second. I know some people said that he kind of looked like he had just gotten off vacation from the Bahamas, so it could have been a Hawaiian shirt. Saint Seiya vibes. Yeah, I can see that. You thought the Hawaiian shirt on Indra gave that was a bit insulting? You have relatives that follow the Hindu religion. Really? I can see why you would feel that way, I guess. But yeah, guys, I gotta say, Season 4, one of the best seasons I've seen out of the entire franchise so far. Like, it's very possible, no, I'm gonna say it right now, it's definitely better than my previous favorite, which was Season 2, which had, you know, Kiba's backstory and his balance breaker. Season 4 is definitely my new favorite. Just, you know, I gotta have massive respect for Sairaog right now, pushing himself beyond the break of losing consciousness to continue standing in the fight, and, you know, Regulus crying his eyes out of respect for his master was just really, really touching. Season 4 really showed some really great character development as well. We had, you know, Gasper take that huge manly step in episode, I think it was episode 9 or 10? I think it was episode 10. But we had Gasper take that huge manly step. And then we also had, you know, the whole inner story of, you know, how the kids started to see Issei as their hero, which is really important because, you know, a lot of anime-only fans were wondering, you know, what is the whole deal with the Old-Pie Dragon song? Why is it so important? And I was like, well, that song was started by the children after Issei's first battle with Vali. You know, he went on a television show, and, you know, as time went on, the song got popular among the children, and, you know, the broadcasts were still going of Issei's battles, Rias' team, and the children started to see Issei as their hero. And that is why the Old-Pie Dragon song is so important, because it's a song that the children made out of respect for their hero. And Season 4 dealt a lot with that. Yes, Manly Gasper was definitely one of my favorite episodes. But yeah, Season 4 dealt a lot with, you know, explaining why Issei is seen as a hero in the eyes of the children of the demon world. And I was just really glad that, you know, it went over that, because a lot of anime fans were wondering, you know, why is Issei seen as a hero by the kids? Why is the Old-Pie Dragon song so important to them, etc.? What role does it play in the story? And Season 4 went over all of that. And it was just really great to see, and touching, and moving. So yeah, Season 4 is definitely my new favorite. Huge developments. Passione did an incredibly good job adapting from the light novel. I have not seen this excellent level of source material adaptation in a very long time. Like I said before, if I had to put a percentage on it, it would definitely be in the 90 percentile area, 98 percentile area, because I only saw like maybe 1 or 2 anime only scenes throughout the entire season. Everything else was pure canon. So they did an excellent job, and not only did they adapt 98%, but they even had time to correct issues that TNK left out in Season 3, and, you know, address those. So, you know, you gotta give Passione huge props for the incredible work that they've done, and I feel confident we're going to get a Season 4. I definitely feel that, you know, the Blu-rays are going to sell, because you know, after Season 3, Blu-rays dropped in sales due to, you know, it dropping off the source material. Now that it's picked back up, I'm very confident that, you know, we're going to see sales increase. And therefore, I can say with confidence that I feel we will get a Season 5 adapting Volume 11 and 12. But anyway, guys, this is going to conclude it for me today in the final stream of High School DxD HERO. I hope you all have enjoyed Season 4 just as much as I have, or more. Definitely definitely look forward to my review on High School DxD HERO coming out. I want to say right now it's about halfway done through the writing process. If I can, I want to have it out within the next 3 to 4 weeks. I'm gonna try to wait a little longer so I can get my actual cosplay in of Issei. That way I can do the whole review and cosplay for you guys, because I think that would just be really entertaining, and I want to make it not just a very informational review, but a very entertaining one as well. So I hope you guys will look forward to it, and then shortly after that I will have my review on Darling and the Franxx coming out, and then the next review after that will be GGO Alternative. So definitely look forward to those. And until next time, I will catch you all in the next video.